What's up, guys? I'm Remote Night Owl, and I hope that you are all having a wonderful day. So today we are back with, once again, another episode of Item Breakdowns, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Assassin Mythic item called Prowler's Claw. And with the preseason for Season 11 finally here and all the new items having been dropped, the AD Assassin class is the class that I am most super excited for in terms of the new items with damage modifiers, durability, and a whole new array and variety of items for you to one-shot people with. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the general stats and passive of this item. We have 10 ability haste, 55 attack damage, and the passive on the item gives us 21 lethality, and the mythic gives us 5 lethality. Now the first thing to note here is this item is 100% offensive without any attack speed or ability power, meaning that this is in fact an item built for AD assassins. Now with the ability haste, 10 ability haste equals out to about 9% cooldown reduction, and then the 55 attack damage is pretty self-explanatory. The 21 lethality is scaling armor penetration, so at level 1 we would have 13.07, scaling up to at level 18, 21 total armor penetration, and then the mythic gives 5 lethality to all other legendary items built, meaning that by late game we're going to end up having an additional 20 lethality. Now, in addition to a passive component, this item also has an active component, meaning that whichever item slot it is bound to, it can be cast as if it was a champion ability. Just like the passive, this is unique, so you can only have one of these in your inventory, and it reads as follows. Sand Swipe. After a 0.2 second cast time, you dash in a line through the target enemy's location, and upon completing the dash, you deal 100 plus 30% of your bonus attack damage as physical damage to the target and increase your damage dealt to them by 15% for the next 3 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. So as an AD assassin who wants to focus on neutralizing the greatest threat as fast as possible, this item active is great because of the damage booster as well as the additional damage and dash with gap closing off of this ability. One thing to note, this can be used on enemy minions, monsters, as well as epic monsters, so you have to be very precise with your mouse when using this item. And as always, this is a mythic item, and with Season 11 items, we are limited to only one mythic, so remember to keep that note in mind. So now that we've taken care of the general stats, I want to focus on the appropriate build path for building this item. First of all, because this is a mythic, this is the item you want to be rushing first. And when it comes to the epic item that you want to build first when building into Prowler's Claw, you want to focus on Serrated Dirk first. Now, the reason we want to rush Serrated Dirk first is because the stats it gives us for the gold value outweigh what Call of Field's Warhammer gives us. Serrated Dirk gives us 30 attack damage as well as 10 lethality, which is scaling armor penetration. This will allow us to deal more damage early because of that armor penetration, as well as the 5 damage that Call of Field's Warhammer doesn't give us. And then the second item that we want to work on building into Prowler's Claw is Call of Field's Warhammer. For 1100 gold as well, this gives us 10 ability haste, which is equal to the 9% cooldown reduction, and it gives us 25 additional attack damage, which is 5 less than what the Serrated Dirk gives us. Early game, cooldown reduction isn't as valuable as extra damage, so with the Serrated Dirk, we want to do that first because we get 5 additional attack damage, then Call of Field's Warhammer, plus the armor penetration. And then once we have all of those completed, in addition to 650 extra gold, we'll have Prowler's Claw finished. So now that we've covered the stats as well as the correct build path for this item, I want to get into the visuals and the animation. So using Talon as an example with this enemy dummy, you can see here when you activate the item on the enemy dummy, a couple things happen. First of all, the 0.2 second windup for the active starts, and once it completes, Talon dashes through the enemy and he is covered in like this gold shroud animation. When he finishes his dash, one thing you'll notice is that there is a broken shield over top of the enemy that you dash through. This tells you 2 things. First of all, this tells you that the damage amplification is ready, but this also tells you which champion you dash through. So remember, like I said, you have to be careful who you dash through because you can target champions, minions, neutral monsters, as well as epic monsters. And now to give you a visual and numerical representation of how the damage boost on this item works, you can see here in this first example slowed down that Talon's Rake does a set amount of damage up and back. Now, in this following example, as you can see, the shield is broken, meaning the damage modifier is ready. We throw our W out, and it deals increased damage, as you can see by the increased numbers from his W. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Like I had said at the beginning of this video, the AD Assassin class is one I am most excited about because of the variety of new build paths that you have, as well as the added damage modifiers and durability that AD Assassins now have. Don't forget to hit me up on Twitter, as well as for some awesome video game photography on my Instagram. Head on over there and check me out. And as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see each other again real soon. Have a wonderful day.